Camp has officially started, so let's get some player press conferences. What is up, Fin fans? Today, this video is coming out late, just so you guys know. I'm recording this. It's already midnight. I was super busy all day today. Finally got home. Finally got time to do my due diligence and take all my notes. And 3 players met with the press today: Jesse Davis, Fitz, and Bobby McCain. So we're going to talk about that. But yes, today camp officially started. So today for me, Saturday, they've been doing camp. Like I said, they've been doing their meetings and stuff. But you're going to hear a lot, especially from Jesse Davis, of them already meeting, of them already running through plays and stuff. So we're going to talk about that. And then for comment of the day, one of you guys sent me something. It's from Sean, all the way in Florida. Sent to Rose Beach, Florida. Sent me a little something. So that's going to be comment of the day. I'm going to open up that sucker. But let's jump into this because there's a lot of good information from Ryan Fitzpatrick, Bobby McCain, and Jesse Davis kind of talking about that they are already kind of doing their thing. So let's just jump into this, right? Fitz starts off talking about Chan Gailey. He says guys love playing for him because he wants you to be yourself. He gives them the freedom. He doesn't care about details, but really cares about the end result, not how you get there. So he's a player person. And what that means is, again, if you're an Adam Gase fan, I apologize, but Adam Gase isn't really a player's person, right? Adam Gase is more, you're going to fit my scheme. I have this offense. You're going to change your play style to try to fit my offense. Whereas Chan Gailey is a player's person. He is going to come in. He's going to assess the quarterbacks we have. The wide receivers have the type of play type. They have tight ends, all that stuff. Hey, can these guards pull? Can these guards not pull? What are their strengths, weaknesses? And that's the thing O'Shea kind of had a hard time with when coming in, was going on the fly, right? Okay, the offensive line is struggling. How can I maneuver the offensive line to get them to work? Wasn't doing that. He was more focused on wide receivers, focused on other things. It's kind of why he was on the way out. Chan Gailey, on the other hand, is different. Chan Gailey is, like Fitz is saying, spent in the system for multiple years. Player person. Also, him saying he doesn't care about the details, but really cares about the end result. Touchdowns. Doesn't care how you get there. So if all of a sudden a play breaks down, you run out, you throw a bomb, touchdown, cool. That's not the play design. He's not going to rip your head off because all he cares about, you scored a touchdown, we're up by 7. Good job. You did your thing and you made sure the play went where it needed to and got where it had to go. Also talks about Tua. Talks about Tua a lot. Obviously, Tua is the future of this team. Talks about Tua. Whenever Tua gets his chance, I will be his biggest cheerleader, he says. I don't know how much time it will be before Tua's in the lineup, but I know I'm the placeholder. Even though I'm the old geezer, we mesh personality-wise. So he's already talking about Tua, and he's met with Tua, and obviously they've been in the room together. He's mentored him. He's doing his thing, all that stuff. But he even talks about he's going to be his biggest cheerleader. He knows he's just a placeholder. It's just this year. This is it. After this year, he's not going to be a Miami Dolphin. He's probably going to retire. Hopefully the Dolphins hire him as a quarterback's coach. This is it. This is his last year. So he's saying, I don't know how much time it will be before Tua is in the lineup, but I know I'm the placeholder. He already knows. And he knows that they have the same personality. They got that meshing personality. It's great to hear. Really great to hear. Addresses the preseason, the fact that there's no preseason. He has a soft spot for those players that have to try to make the team with no preseason. You might get some sloppy games early and stuff like that, getting plays in, getting players in, all that stuff. He says the first, 3 or 4 games of the season is going to be sloppy. There's no preseason. There was no OTAs, mini camps, no drive run-throughs, none of that stuff. They're trying to cram OTAs and mini camps in now. And then, like I said, like around the 15th of August is when practice starts, like actual practice. And then pads are probably about 2-3 days after that. So he's saying it's going to be sloppy. Every day you have to get some sense of urgency. We have that conversation with the young guys. So essentially he's like, look, we got a little over a month to get this stuff done. And these young guys need to pick up these playbooks and really get them. This team is besides Fitz, this team is relatively young. Fitz and I'd say Kyle Van Noy. It's relatively young. It's a young team, all under their 27. Yeah, all under 27. It puts the guys behind. It's not fair, but it is the cards we've been dealt. There will be a lot of learning on the fly. They're going to make mistakes in the game instead of practice. So again, he feels bad for these guys because normally you make the mistakes in OTAs, you make the mistakes in mini camp, you make the mistakes in training camp. We get you on the field, you face an opponent that you've never faced before, you're making the mistakes again. We could talk to you about it. Hey, look, you're calling this audible when it should be this audible. You're going to this gap instead of this gap. You're motioning here when you should be motioning here. These are all things that could be addressed in a normal offseason, but being the fact that there is no training camp, mini camp, all this stuff, they can't really have these fine-tuning motions of, hey, Hunt, he's our starting right tackle, right? Say Robert Hunt's our starting right tackle. You're supposed to swing out here. You swung out here. You're supposed to motion to this side, but you did this instead. You hit the wrong gap to Breida or to, Malcolm Perry. You hit the wrong gap. You're supposed to hit the B gap. You hit the C gap. And you got tackled for a loss instead of trusting your guys, and then the B gap would be open. Stuff like that you fine-tune during this, and you can't do it without a preseason and with a very short training camp. He talks about COVID a little bit. He says he feels safe in this environment with the tests being every day and the way that they have the locker rooms and the way that they're taking care of the players. He feels very safe. He doesn't feel like his life's in danger here. He says when it comes to being a top rusher and when it comes to the run game, this is what he says. He says, you can bet on me not being the leading rusher. Running game is a quarterback's best friend, makes their job a lot easier. So he's like, I'm not going to be the leading rusher, which please don't be the leading rusher. And he's like he says, running game is a quarterback's best friend, makes their jobs a lot easier. I'm not going to say it, but we all know it does make your job a lot easier, and we can pinpoint somebody whose job got a lot easier once he got a running game. I'm not going to say it because people get very mad and come into, some assumptions that I didn't say. Talks about the O-line, right? Real quick. He says brought in a lot of beef, a lot of big guys. Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, Solomon Kinley, Eric Flowers, Ted Karras, some big, beefy guys pushing around up there. And he talks about Tua a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I talk about Tua. He's a really interesting guy. He's got a lot of energy to him. You can tell guys are going to gravitate towards him. Sorry, I couldn't get that one out. There's something about him is very likable. He's going to get along with everybody, not a lot of ego, which is a good thing. I don't know if he's going to, people say, I've heard this about Tua all the time. I love Tua. I love the fact that we drafted him. I always wanted to draft him. It makes me so happy because you could see it, even in his interviews. Even when he was doing that special when he was coming out of high school, you see it. And there's still people out there that hate the kid. And it makes no sense to me. There's Dolphin fans out there that hate the kid. And I don't get it. It's your quarterback. He's done nothing to you. He's busted his hump to come back from a huge major hip injury, to get drafted to your team, to hopefully take us where we need to go. And people still hate him. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But that's what Fitz had to say. Very interesting tidbits in there. He knows he's a placeholder. He talks about the offensive line, bringing in big beefy guys. Talks about Changaley's offense, how it's a player's offense, how he doesn't care about the finite details. And he also sympathizes with not having a preseason and a normal offseason. I like Fitz. A lot of people are like, hey, the only reason why Fitz is because of this, and that. I like Fitz because regardless of when he was on the Bucs, the Bills, the Jets, the Rams, the Bengals, you can raffle off all eight teams. He never changed who he was. He never changed his personality. Fitz is always Fitz, and I like him. And when he signed with the Dolphins, I was like, cool. You can get a little Fitz magic. We'll get a little Fitz tragic, but we'll get a little Fitz magic. And I like him. He's entertaining. He's cool. Down to earth. I like Fitz. And I hope he eats some more cake. Now we're going to get on to Bobby McCain. Bobby McCain says on Baker, if you guys don't know, Baker is on the reserve list. But Baker also came out with a tweet saying essentially, he's fine. I'm fine. There's nothing. Again, this list, the reserve list, doesn't mean that you tested positive. You could be in contact with somebody who did test positive. And it's just precautionary that they're going to put you on this list. Look at baseball. They didn't do any precautions. The Marlins players went out, got food, brought it back. Fa-foom. Precautionary. But he says, I wish the best for my teammates. Can't wait to have them back. He says, new season, new start. Veterans, rookies, you got to learn, got to get better. Obviously. 5-11. Yeah, we went 6-10 the year before. With an inferior team, we still won 5 games. All fine and dandy. I don't want to deal with it again. Let's get a winning season going. Talks about COVID again. Wasn't nervous. Again, he's another guy who says he feels safe here. He likes what they did. He likes the plexiglass, all that stuff. But he was wearing a face shield during like walkthroughs and stuff. And he says it's not bad. Everyone should try it. It wasn't that you couldn't breathe or you couldn't go through warm-ups or walkthroughs. So he's trying the mask that they're trying to propose them play on the field. But I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that sticks. Talks about Noah Igbenogany. He says, works his tail off. Smart kid. He's going to be a very good player. And I'm very excited to see Noah get out there and do his thing. When talking about the team, he says, we got to know who we want to be and where we want to go. Best versions of ourselves to help this team win. So he knows, look, if we're going to try to be something, try to be anything, we got to be the best of the best. You look at the team on paper, you're like, if this person produce and play really well, it's going to be a really good team. That's essentially what he's saying. You got to play your best, be your best, and get where you got to go. And the last thing he says, kind of talking about, it's essentially like a little bit of the Marlin team thing that I'm talking about. Hold brothers accountable going out. Whatever you bring home, you bring to the family. So again, don't go out and get something to eat. Don't go out to a bar. Don't go out to a club. Don't go out to the beach. Plain simple. You want a season. You want the players to play. These players need to be smart and understand that, look, you guys are now under a microscope. If one of you guys gets sick, then they got to quarantine you and they got to worry about other people, and it's a big fiasco. Just play it safe. Don't bring anything back is what he's saying. And then lastly, they talked to Jesse Davis, the vet, essentially, on this offensive line. He says played center this week. Talked about playing center this week. But he also talked about this because I know some of you guys hit me up on Twitter and were like, did you hear about Jesse Davis playing center? He said he did play center this week. He said team doesn't have enough centers at the moment. But again, it's a situation where you never know. He might plop in at center if there's enough injuries. But again, he said mostly it's because they don't have enough centers on the team right now for him to do what they were doing. And again, that insinuates that they are going through walkthroughs. They are doing things. Unfortunately, like we know, with Twitter and no live feeds and no live stuff, we don't know what's going on. But we're getting a little bit of knowledge through these player interviews. He says he's always playing in the room, so he's got to put in the mindset that he's the leader. He doesn't think that he needs to do it, but he's going to take on the role. He's the oldest offensive lineman. I've been told nothing yet. Essentially talked about where he's going to be playing, what position, right tackle, right guard, all that stuff. We've just been rotating around, especially with all the rookies. I'm just trying to bring those guys along. Again, gives you an idea that they're practicing. They're going through walkthroughs. They're doing stuff. Primary, he said he's been playing right guard, right tackle, but he says they still kind of want him to get on the left side a little bit. Again, this is all precautionary. This is, God forbid, something does happen. They can kick him at left side if they need to, but please don't ever. I hope it doesn't get to that point. He was absolutely horrible at left tackle. And then he ends his little presser talking about Tua. Again, if you get upset that I keep talking about Tua, I'm sorry. But he's the future of this team. He's the future quarterback of this team. And hopefully, God willing, Hall of Fame, future quarterback. And I don't get, if you're a Dolphin fan, you hate the kid. I don't get it. I'm telling you, I read comments and I read Facebook posts where people just bash the kid for no reason. I don't get it. But he says on Tua, he's a humble guy, and it's nice to see that how he works and presents himself. He says it's really awesome. But what I get from all three of these guys essentially is they're going through walkthroughs. Again, practice, like full-fledged practice, isn't going to be happening for a few more weeks. Right now, it's like virtual meetings, testing, walkthroughs, and conditioning. They're taking the OTAs and they're cramming it into about a week and a half. Then they'll go into the training camp aspect for about a month, right? Because the season doesn't start till the 13th, the 10th for, I think it's the Texans and the Chiefs, if I'm correct. And then for the rest of the season, that's Sunday is the 13th. So they got a good amount of time to get the practice and all that stuff. But what I'm hearing a lot from these guys is camaraderie. They ask them a lot of questions about COVID, how they feel about it. They all feel safe, with the procedures and how stuff's going. But they all feel good. They feel bad for these younger guys who are trying to come in, trying to learn. Like you heard from Jesse Davis, he's trying to help people along. Fitz is saying, he's more, out there helping as much as he can help. He's not one to just be like, no, I'm not going to teach you anything. He's teaching everyone everything. So you're getting that idea from these guys, and it's good. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm very excited for this. And hopefully everything stays at the par. Hopefully there's not a huge outbreak and things get pushed. But I'm super excited. I'm excited for the season to start. I'm excited for all of this stuff. So be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very interested in what you guys had to think about what Fitz, Bobby, and Jesse Davis had to say. Especially Jesse Davis, he's been playing right tackle, right guard. He's been bouncing back and forth. I think we all understood that was going to happen, especially with him and Solomon, Kinley, and Robert Hunt. I think those three are going to be constant rotation at the right guard, right tackle position. But the fact that he played center, again, he said it's just because they don't have a lot of centers. So you bounce there, but you never know. Maybe Solomon, Kinley, and Robert Hunt are doing really good at right guard, right tackle. Jesse Davis kills it at center, and that's their new offensive line. You never know. But be sure to comment below. I'm very interested in what you guys have to say about all of the things that these vets had to say. And I'm going to open this package for comment of the day. Like I said, it's from Sean. I received this, I think it was Friday, yesterday, or Thursday. But I haven't made a video since. And like I said, you guys, this is a late video. If you guys are watching this, I appreciate you guys staying up and watching this. If you're watching it Sunday, I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Let's see what he sent me. So it was in this. Now, it's in this. There's something metal in there. Right, I got a note. And, oh, that's cool. It's funny because I have keys that have a dolphin key on it. And so I've had it for years when it was the old logo. And he sent me dolphin keys. If it would stop moving, you'd see it. Thank you so much, Sean. Let me open this letter. He says, "What is up, Fin fans?" Which I like to say. Like the little emblem up here. Hey, Doug, here's something for your new home. Thank you, Sean. I'm gonna get those cut for my new home. The reason for the 2 keys is the most home door locks are one of 2 different kinds. Thank you. Hopefully it's the same in Jersey. I think it is. There's a top and a bottom. If not, or at least have the other one as an extra. It makes a great dog tag, whether your dog or for you. Thank you. As for Miami, maybe something you could address for one of your videos could be how the O-line would have to adjust if Fitz or Tua are switching out when one is a righty and the other is a lefty, right tackle, left tackle. Or if Fitz does the old scramble, school verbal snap, and Tua does the clap. Comment of the day. Love your channel, Dougie. Keep them coming. Keep it classy, Sean. Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate this letter, and I will answer that comment for comment of the day. So essentially, he's asking me, in a nutshell, how will it affect the offensive line if they do a thing where like Fitz is in there and then Tua is in there, or if in saying one game, God forbid, Fitz gets hurt, Tua comes in, or whatever, right? If there's a game where they're both in, how would they address the left tackle, right tackle position? And I've always said this, even when it came to the draft, even when it came to drafting a left tackle versus a right tackle in the first round. It doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't really matter. If you're a righty, you're facing this way. So that, your left tackle is your blind spot. If you're a lefty, you're facing this way. So your right tackle is your blind spot. But regardless of which way you're facing, if I'm facing this way and my right tackle is doo-doo and I see the pass rush coming, I know it's going to, oh, crap, and got to get rid of it. Same thing facing this way. If my left tackle's crap, you're like, oh, I got to get this out. So yes, the blind spot matters, but having good right tackles, regardless of the situation, matters. And that's the stance I was always on, is like, I don't care who's at quarterback. I don't care. Our tackles need to be good, because those are the biggest spots. You got your DNs, your pass rushers coming at you, trying to kill you. And then when he talks about, the different, Fitz with his cadence and Tua with his clapping, I don't know if they're going to keep his clapping in. Again, we don't know what they're teaching, we don't know what's going on in training camp and all that stuff. I would suspect that they might try to keep the clapping in if he's comfortable with it. But you'll notice that with certain quarterbacks, right? Say there's quarterbacks that really only take snaps in shotgun. You need to teach the quarterback how to take snaps under center, because you're not always going to run shotgun sets. So there's things like that. That 1 year with Tannehill, the go. Whenever we said go, it was passing. Whenever we said go, it was running, and then the defense picked up on it. There's different things. I don't know if they're going to keep Tua having his claps. Obviously, if he's in shotgun and it's a loud crowd, they might keep his claps in. And it's just a simple thing of, oh, Tua's in, listen for the clap. Or, oh, it's Fitz, look for the foot stomp. And then you pat it depends on the game. It depends on the atmosphere. It depends on the crowd, in a nutshell, if that answers your question, Sean. But, Sean, thank you so much for the keys. I'm definitely going to be using these for my new home. And I might put, one as for my home, and then one for maybe in the background, or put it on a necklace and hang it somewhere. But thank you, Sean. Hope I answered your question. But, yeah, if you guys ever feel like you want to send me something, don't feel like you need to, my address where I get my packages are listed below. Again, it's in the description below the video. That's where everything is. Patreon, all that stuff is linked below. But that's the video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out late. If you're watching this Sunday, I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Just relax and do your thing. I will have more videos, especially if breaking news happens. So you can expect those really quick. But other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter. It's where a lot of my news breaks. A lot of my tweets happen. A lot of my funny tweets and stuff like that. Like the fact that the Mets had an 8-point lead Friday against the Braves. And then I literally said, God, this bullpen's bad. I hope they don't blow it up. And Mets ended up losing. Because the bullpen is garbage. Yeah, it's the life of being a Mets fan. It ain't fun. But be sure to go over, check me out on Twitter. Other than that, Fan to Fan Network, great site I'm associated with. Other NFL YouTubers, not Dolphin. I'm the only Dolphin YouTuber. I'm the Dolphin representative, but there's other NFL YouTubers on the site. So be sure to go over, check it out. DolphinTalk.com. If you're a Dolphin fan and you want more Dolphin content, DolphinTalk.com. Podcast, beat writers. Go over, check it out. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.